there. This is Gingersnap. I'm Lisa Redfern. What's Gingersnap? It's a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. Today my creative Mainer is Bath-based concert pianist, composer, teacher, entrepreneur, Jesse Feinberg. And so we get to talk to him and find out what's going on with him. So you always have a lot going on.
I do.
And so tell the folks kind of what you want to know. What do you want them to know about you?
Oh, well, I'm looking to invite people to opportunities to hear performances, to study music, to observe and take part in any number of different events that are happening coming up. And I do lots of collaborative concertizing and work with numerous groups where I'm either the director or instrumental in kind of how that whole process is going. And I like being able to allow composers to have an opportunity, a forum to have their music heard.
That's fantastic. So how long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for almost 20 years now.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm 40, and so I got my start pretty young. And
teaching when you were 20?
Yeah, and it was
Nice.
help myself go through college
That's great.
with teaching adjunct and private students.
So what's your favorite genre to play?
It's usually a mixture of various types of genres. It's really hard to categorize it as being one thing or another, but I like everything from Eastern European to Latin culture to African and Eastern music, and I've really gotten interested in the ethnomusicology of all of it. And where the backgrounds are in the music, and you sort of like have a stronger connection to what you're playing if you understand it culturally.
Yeah. So where were you raised?
I was raised in Northampton, Massachusetts, and I was born in Boston, but we moved out there when I was quite young because Boston was a lot more hectic at that time. It's gotten a little bit more peaceful as of late. And this was back in the late 70s, and so I grew up in an area known as Northampton, but it's kind of a 5-college sort of conglomerate
the
area.
Consortium.
The consortium.
Smith,
yeah.
Holyoke, Amherst.
UMass.
What am I missing?
And Hampshire College.
Hampshire College.
Yeah.
That's a great area.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, there's a lot going on out
there. There is. So it's a wonderful area to grow up in. A lot of arts and music going on.
When did you first come to Maine?
I first came to Maine kind of visiting as actually like in summer camps because I attended multiple different music camps as a young kid, checking out the whatever the situation was, faculty and scenario, usually camping out and the lakes and all that kind of fun stuff, and so it was a fun way to get away in the summer and have kind of a themed type of situation where I'm learning a lot of music and come back from there and with a lot of growth, both musically and also personality wise, and then I started coming up to Maine for certain times where I would like come up to visit a couple of my friends and stay for a week or two, and I just really got interested in being out here. I love the outdoors, and it's beautiful on the coastline. So, believe it or not, I was actually going more towards the inner part of the state, the middle of the state, kind of in the Palermo. It's very small, but that area originally.
All right, Jesse, do you know your first word? And if you don't, what do you think it might have been?
Well, I've been playing the piano since age 2, so I have a feeling that I was asking for it. But it could have been any number of things that I don't know exactly. I want this, kind of deal.
I want to play piano.
Yeah.
You probably had full sentences when you were here. There are kids who like they don't say anything and suddenly they say, I want a sandwich, and they have like a full sentence all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway.
You never know. But I was a very quiet kid. They didn't even know like that. If I was able to really talk till I don't know. I was like 1 or 2, and it's something I just started like talking a lot. But I was very quiet at the beginning.
Well, my first word was cookie. So here.
Oh,
Look how huge these are. I'm going to show you. This is like my head.
Our face.
This is my head.
Kind of a good
This
way
is
to
a
cover
cookie
up.
this size.
It's
So
just like a gigantic cookie.
I got this at a place. I was on my way back from Boston this morning, and I stopped at a bakery. I'm just gonna want a little bit. Whoa!
Yeah,
they got kind of
like a pizza.
cold in my car.
Would you like a cookie?
The Beach Pea Bakery.
The Beach Pea.
It's gonna be hard because I got cold in my car.
Oh, okay.
But I would say
Nice.
these are good dippers.
They are good dippers.
Like if you had a cup of tea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a cup of tea, you could dip it in your tea.
I knew I was missing the tea.
Yeah. All right. That's good anyway.
Yeah. It's
okay,
delicious.
Jesse, did you have a cool car when you were a kid or an adolescent that if you could get back you would? Or did your family have a cool car that if you could get back you would?
I don't really remember the cars too well. My father supposedly had some type of sort of VW Rabbit or Omni that I kind of remember the yellow car especially that I was in. My mother's car that brought me back and forth to piano lessons. So that old like Toyota Tercel type of model that I remember from very early on.
So mostly
I'm not sure
cars,
what she was driving before that.
Cars were probably just, can I get to where
Yeah.
can I get to where I need to go?
Even though I loved like fancy cars, and I always had this obsession with like I had like Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels, and so I had an obsession with like sports cars and Lamborghinis, and used to love that idea of having a fancy car someday or racing it. And but I waited a long time to get driving, and I sort of took off as a teenager and experienced a lot of the country by foot. And so I really didn't need a car during that time. It was kind of whatever vehicle to get me to the next destination. One of my favorite rides was on a VW van with a bunch of hippies traveling across the country.
I don't know why I can't picture that with you. That's great.
Yeah, a lot
fantastic.
of really different types of journey related experiences. So
that is great. Okay, so I'm a big reader. No one else has to be, but I always love asking people about what they love to read, what they recommend, what are they reading now, what do you love to read?
I actually love to read very positive-minded, forward-thinking types of literature now, mostly in the kind of self-improvement type of subject area, because it's had such a huge effect on me. It's helped me to realize a lot of things about the world and my place in it, and how to grow oneself towards their potential. And so it's affected everything in my life, and it's pretty extraordinary. So I keep my head in that type of genre.
Are there any particular books that you recommend to other people?
Yeah, I would say one of my favorites was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Really? I've never read that.
Oh, wow.
That's such a famous book.
It is very famous, and it's so interesting because it's such an old book, and the principles hold true in so many different situations. I feel like I relied on that. Books like Magic of Thinking Big and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Just terrific books that really are under-recognized. Nobody seems to read or know about, and but they help you to see your possibilities, your potential in life, and whatever your passion is, it's going to stem from that. So I found that it's all related.
That's fantastic. So Jesse, have there been a few albums? Excuse me, albums in your life that you've come back to again and again as a touchstone?
Oh yeah, there definitely are. There's some ones that really stick out for me in terms of incredible music. Everything that like the V-Sop Quintet did is so fundamental with Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter and Ron Carter. That group was just so phenomenal. I still listen a lot to Coltrane and the quartet, even though they weren't together that long. I think it was like 6 years or something, but they had such a massive amount of material. I still listen a lot to Thelonious Monk, and some of his albums, like the Underground album and the Best of Blue Note, really stick with me. That I'll listen over and over to like the horn arrangements and things like that. But I also love things by like Eddie Palmieri, Chucho Valdez, Danilo Perez. Their albums are just very fascinating. The colorful display. I like international artists like Trilok Ertu, and I listen to his Steps Ahead or Chicoria, and the Brecker Brothers, and so
I know about half of what you just. I know about half of what you just mentioned. Wow, that's great.
So I'm really into the instrumental type of music, but I also really love vocal music, and I've been a singer for most of my life, and so I really appreciate singers, and that's why we work together. It seemed like we produced a really great concert, and I love doing that sort of thing. It's something that really appeals to me to further the music, because if you hear words, you know, the melody might be one thing and sort of be singable, but the words seem to really stay with people. And so that's how you really remember something, is that you remember the words that bring you back there.
That's true. Yeah. All right, Jesse Feinberg. If a movie was made about your life, you have to sit back up again. If a movie was made about your life, we're fading back.
Sitting back into the couch, comfortable.
If a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be, and who would star as you, or who would you like to have star as you?
I hadn't really thought of who would star as me, because I guess I've sort of been in the forefront trying to accomplish something really huge of going after virtuosic abilities and repertoire compositions that haven't been produced before. And so I've only really run into a few people that have that as a passion, or being able to do that. And so I guess I'd probably have to star as myself, but
I think let's do a documentary.
A documentary that would be fun, you know, to see about you know, cover some areas, you know, about piano playing. Some other people I've thought that might be a good idea to do, you know, to show people.
Have you ever done instructional videos?
I was actually thinking about that recently, that that might be a good thing to put out there. I certainly enjoy teaching people on a one-to-one basis, but there's certain, you know, types of techniques that I guess I could demonstrate and explain that might help people to get started at least.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because I've heard people like to do that.
All right,
with ideas for me.
Yeah. So Jesse, if people want to reach you as to hire you as a musician, or to hire you to teach them, the best way to reach you is your website, right?
My website, or my email. My email is feinberg.piano@gmail.com.
Okay.
They can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. And so I'm kind of a big social media type person. I've realized you got to get with the times and be technologically savvy, or you know, you get left in the dust. Nobody knows
Jesse's
about you.
not going to get left in the dust.
I just need a bunch of homing pigeons to like deliver my messages to people.
Oh gosh! All right, so you've been Gingersnapped. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's wonderful to meet with you, and what a pleasure to talk about the current events.
Right. All right. So, if you need or want to know anything about me, I'm Lisa Redfern. You can go to lisaredfern.com. There are recordings there and upcoming gigs. And this has been episode 96. And so I've got 4 more episodes before I reach 100. I'm trying to think of what to do, how to celebrate getting to 100. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and stay warm, everybody. As you can see, I just keep my hat on all the time now. All right, thanks for watching. This has been Gingersnap.